Hi, I'm Bob Jackson, Application Support Manager of Festo. Today, I would like to present the MS6SV, which is a Category 3 Stroke 4 safety valve system that performs to the highest performance level, E. Two key functions. First, and most importantly, is the reliable dumping of air when asked. Secondly, on startup, it's restricted the initial inrush of air into your machine. To do these jobs, there are some basics that you should look out for. Firstly, the installation. So mount the unit vertically with plenty of room. Use the standoff brackets to isolate electronics from any magnetic fields. There are a lot more electronics in this unit than a basic valve. Therefore, good quality earthing is essential. The large silencer is there to silence the 9,000 litres of exhaust air and is critical to the safety. To do this, it needs to be mounted in a clear space, and the manual shows a minimum of 15 millimetres below the silencer. Make sure the exhaust doesn't blow up dust into the atmosphere. It's bad for operators and bad for the machinery. Also, make sure you have visibility of these LEDs. On startup, the unit does a self-check. If all is well, the green LED comes on. If there is a problem, the red LED flashes a number of times, giving you an error code. One of the most frequent codes I get to see is code 6, which the manual describes as an air supply problem. This means the air pressure has dropped below the minimum 3.5 bar. Watch the air pressure gauge on startup, and if it drops dramatically, look for air starvation problems. The flow into the valve is too low, or there is an upstream pressure or flow problem. When you come to the machine in the morning, you may see an error 6. If the compressor was turned off in the night, the unit will have detected this. It's worth pointing out here, you should also check to make sure there isn't any open flow within the machine. This could be something like a Venturi vacuum device, an air jet blowing straight up into the atmosphere, or some valve stuck in the mid position again, blowing. Any of these will stop the air pressure in the system climbing to the switch point of full flow, and needs to be designed out for the system to work effectively. The wiring of the valve is critical to fulfill the very high safety certification levels. Another common error we see is error 8, electrical installation fault. The important thing is there is clear differentiation in the two enable channels. The reason for this is if two cables are shorted, pinched in a door, a screw for a cable, etc., this would be detected. The two independent start signals, enable 1 and 2, have to operate at virtually the same time, within 80 milliseconds of one another. There are two ways of setting this up, either using a basic safety relay requiring the Festo MP3 plug for the unit, or a more advanced safety relay which can then use the MP1 plug. What's important is to know how you can recover the unit from these errors. Many customers simply power down and back up. This is unnecessary. Instead, you can toggle the 24-volt supply on pin 8. Our circuit diagram shows a normally closed switch, but it can be a contact that can be pulsed from a PLC or even a reset button. To help with error handling, we have provided a pair of contacts for the PLC or safety device to read. The contact is on when the valve is ready to operate and goes off when the valve is enabled. If the valve switches off correctly, then the contact will close again. The last point I would like to mention is the so-called heartbeat signal. With Category 3 system that is permanently running, the system isn't constantly monitored. In standby, the unit is checked every 30 minutes. Therefore, if the running period is longer than 4 weeks, the system needs to be powered down so the self-check can be performed. For Category 4 compliance, typically where light guards are used, the system needs a pulsed input or a heartbeat, so the integrity can be constantly checked. You will need a safety PLC or a safety device with a heartbeat. Here the critical point is setting of the timing, which needs to match those specified in the MS6SV manual. If you need assistance, our technical support team are happy to provide support, training or a complete solution for your application.